Divorce proceedings may be difficult, time-consuming, emotionally tough, and most importantly, financially exhausting. There are a variety of reasons that result in the high cost of divorce settlements. It depends on which holdings are divided and by how much, as well as the circumstances of the relationship, such as whether or not they had children together. In today's video, let's take a look at the 10 costliest divorces in history. Number 10. Harrison Ford and Melissa Matheson. Harrison Ford and Melissa Matheson remained married for 17 years until declaring their divorce in 2000, purportedly because Ford was dating a younger woman. In 2001, Matheson filed for a divorce from her husband. According to the Daily Mail, it was finalized in 2004 and resulted in her receiving a $118 million settlement. After a struggle with neuroendocrine cancer, Matheson, an Oscar-nominated screenwriter who met Ford on the production of Apocalypse Now, died in 2015. She was 65 years old at the time. Number 9. Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott. The divorce of Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos in 2019 will go down in history as the costliest divorce settlement ever. Scott met Bezos while working at hedge fund D.E. Shaw and later assisted him in the launch of global marketplace Amazon, remaining by his side throughout the company's enormous growth. As a result of the divorce, Mackenzie received a 4% interest in Amazon worth more than $38 billion, the value of which has surged in the last year. Scott's divorce moved her to the top of the financial standings with a net worth of $61.2 billion, making her the world's fourth richest woman. Number 8. Alec and Jocelyn Wildenstein. The most expensive divorce in history happened in 1999 when Alec Wildenstein, a French-American businessman and art dealer, left his wife of 21 years, Jocelyn Wildenstein. According to People, Jocelyn was given $2.5 billion and $100 million for each of the following 13 years in the high-profile divorce proceedings, for a total of $3.8 billion. In today's money, that's nearly $5.7 billion. She seems really rich, but in reality, she has been dealing with some severe financial and personal problems. In 2013, she was on the verge of being evicted from her Trump Tower condominium. In 2015, she was sued for failing to pay rent on a Los Angeles condo. In 2016, she was sentenced to prison for sexual assault. Even during the process of divorce, it was found that Jocelyn spent over $550,000 on dining out each year and paid $60,000 in bill payments. Number 7. Rupert Murdoch and Anna Maria Mann. Anna Maria Mann, the first wife of media magnate Rupert Murdoch, was a journalist. The Scottish novelist married Murdoch in 1967 and had 3 children with him, Elizabeth, Lachlan, and James. However, the couple divorced in 1999. According to Business Insider, Mann earned a record of $1.7 billion from the divorce deal, including $110 million in cash. The media mogul married Wendy Deng just 17 days after the divorce. Rupert Murdoch's third wife is a Chinese-born entrepreneur, 37 years younger than Rupert. They eventually married and had 2 children together. However, they were unfortunately divorced in 2013. Number 6. Adnan and Soraya Khashoggi. In 1961, Saudi armaments exporter Adnan Khashoggi married Sandra Dali, a 20-year-old Englishwoman. After converting to Islam, she changed her name to Soraya. Adnan Khashoggi was one of the wealthiest people on the planet. In a divorce deal with his ex-wife, in 1982, he agreed to pay her $874 million. At the peak of their wealth, the couple had 3 ships, 3 yachts, and 17 homes. Number 5. Michael Jordan and Juanita Jordan. The pair, who married in 1989 and had 3 children, have been together for 17 years. They met in Chicago in 1985 and married 4 years later in Las Vegas at the Little White Chapel. Juanita sought a divorce when compromising images of Michael with other women surfaced. They eventually decided to be together and work on their relationship. 4 years later, in 2006, the couple announced their divorce in a joint statement. Their divorce payment was settled at $168 million. Number 4. Steve and Elaine Wynn. In 2010, the King of Las Vegas divorced his queen, parting with a staggering $1 billion. Steve Wynn, a real estate mogul and art collector, made much of his money in the hotel sector, selling his Mirage Resorts firm to MGM Grand in 2000, and his personal life, like a hotel, witnessed a lot of comings and goings. In 1963, Wynn married Elaine Farrell Pascal, with whom he divorced in 1986. Only 5 years later, the couple was back at the altar, and they called it quits for the second time, only 19 years later. Unfortunately for Wynn, the second divorce was far more expensive than the first, costing him a large sum of money. Number 3. Mel Gibson and Robin Moore. Mel Gibson and Robin Moore had been married for 31 years before they divorced in 2011, and by all accounts, it was a pricey end to the romance for Gibson, who was thought to have spent over $425 million in the divorce settlement. While the specifics of the judgment were kept under wraps, the Los Angeles Business Journal estimated at the time that the Oscar-winning filmmaker and actor was worth $850 million. Moore would have been entitled to half of that figure under California law, since the couple, who had 7 children together, did not have a prenuptial agreement. Number 2. Harold Hamm and Sue Ann Hamm. After 24 years of marriage, Harold Hamm, the chairman of Continental Resources, and his wife Sue Ann Hamm filed for divorce in 2012. The wealthy businessman was ordered to pay over $1 billion to his ex-wife 2 years later, with CNBC stating that $322 million of the inheritance was to be paid that same year. The balance was allegedly ordered to be paid to Sue Ann in $7 million settlements. Number 1. Bill Gates. Who would have believed that in this day and age, the world would be talking about something other than COVID-19? But it is owing to Bill and Melinda Gates' misfortune. According to court documents, Bill Gates and his wife Melinda have announced their divorce after 27 years of marriage. They didn't have a prenuptial agreement in place. According to Bloomberg, Bill Gates is the fourth richest man on the planet with a net worth of $146 billion. They met at Microsoft in 1987 and have subsequently collaborated on a number of humanitarian projects, including their combined foundation. According to Forbes, their combined family fund has a $49.8 billion trust endowment. With that, we conclude our video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Then gives it a thumbs up and ring the notification bell for our latest video updates. We would love to hear your feedback. Is there anything you want to share with us? Please feel free to mention anything that you know in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you next time with some incredible video.